Hello, today for review I've got relatively freshly released in-ear monitors. It's Hidizs MS2, new addition to the Mermaid series, and this time it's dual driver hybrid in-ear monitors. It uses 10mm dynamic driver, if I remember right, and some nose balanced armature 33518. So they showed all the specifications and it's good for them. And also dynamic driver has some custom developed dynamic driver with some macromolecular composite diaphragm. Whatever it means, I don't know. And it's a good illustration that there are two ways of development, intensive and extensive. While, let's say, KZ to create good sound tries to put more drivers, Hidizs engineers try to get fewer drivers and tune them better. Whatever it gives, let's have a closer look. I will add links to the Hidizs shop in the description. Price is $90 for them, but you can also get some good deals with additional cables, Bluetooth adapters and other stuff that Hidizs offers. Box is nice, good cardboard, and what actually fun, on the top there is a slight gradient between yellowish and bluish part. First I thought that there are some issues with my phone screen, but actually it indeed has some slight color difference. Box opens this way, and here we're getting earphones themselves, if we manage to pull it out. And underneath, pretty fancy box. Also there is manual and kind of warranty card, not that interesting. Nice fancy plastic box with good option of storage. Inside there are two set of tips, so ones with wider bores, others with a bit narrower, so they offer a bit different sound. You can experiment and find whatever you like. And what is good here, Hidizs didn't label them, so you don't have to think, do you need balanced or vocal or something like that. And a stock cable. Actually really nice case with magnet clip, with good hinge, so with soft touch rubber inside, so nice offer for this price tire. I think it's a lesson to learn for some manufacturers. Earpieces themselves are pretty nice. It's simple but clever design. They are made of some kind of resin. They are transparent, so here is driver itself, dynamic driver vent hole, and some wiring inside. Some crossover is visible with capacitors, wiring, cable itself. So basic but good shape. And also pretty nice faceplate with some random glitters inside. There are 5 different color versions, black, blue, red, this green, and some fifths that I don't remember. So all of them are pretty nice, so you can find one that suit your taste. There is a nice metal spout, average in length, so sound isolation is also average. It will be enough for public transport or for noisy street, but probably in subway or on the plane you'll need deeper insertion. There is lip for holding the tips, protective grill, so all that stuff that I pay attention for is done here. And stock cable is pretty good. It looks attractive, it feels attractive, and actually it sounds nice. It's great offer from Hidizs side, great idea to put a good cable in the accessory set. It's a bit tangled out of the box, but it's relatively easy to untangle, so slight technical pause. While I untangle it, I can't continue without doing that, sorry. And here they are. Here used 2-pin connectors, so this one is for red earpiece, for right earpiece with red mark. Here used classical 2-pin connectors, no recessed pins, no recessed sockets, so just flush fitting 2-pin connectors. Absolute classics, so you can easily find some third-party cable if you'd like, or if you... But actually I don't think recabling makes any sense with these earphones, they are really good. There are ear hooks for better holding of cable, and also they reduce microphonic effect. It's almost absent. And cable is soft, nice looking, attractive, so you can see that wires inside have 2 colors, goes to both earpieces, nice rose gold colored splitter and chin slider, and the jack implemented in similar style also looks pretty attractive. So in terms of design, really nicely done, and as well as accessory set and other presentation. And of course about the sound, I gave them about 40 hours of burn-in, there were no significant changes in sound, so probably they don't require much burning in. So if you'll decide to get them, just spend some time trying different tips, as it's more important, and then you are ready to enjoy them. Let's have some player on the table, as we need to provide examples, and let's talk. So for their model, Hidizs decided to implement kind of safe tuning. It's a V-shaped signature with tasty accented low frequencies and technical mids and treble thanks to the good balanced armature. So it's just kind of one-size-fits-all sound that many people will definitely enjoy. And let's describe it step by step. So low frequencies is accent about average, not the bass head, but definitely not a small accent, so somewhere in between. Accent is done mainly on the mid bass, but deeper layers of bass are also present, and they are not dominating, but definitely noticeable and audible. Bass is well controlled, but at the same time they are not trying to be dry and monitoring on the low frequencies. It's the dynamic driver, and definitely it tries to to give the best the dynamic drivers can give. It gives additional meat, weight, and it sounds pleasant, engaging and enjoyable. It's not focused on the delivering smallest nuances or sounding 100% realistic. It's more tuned towards fun, and it's the goal they achieve. And as an example, Massive Attack, Dissolved Girl. Actually, this album of Massive Attack is a great test track for the deepest layers of bass, because bass is main part of their music. Okay, not the main, but one of the most important parts, and of course mid frequencies and treble is also here, thanks to the balanced armatures, but low frequencies sounding deep, multi-layered and enjoyable. Mids are a bit recessed comparing with low frequencies, but that's what we can expect from the V-shaped signature. But thanks to the balanced armature nature, they don't sound veiled, they don't sound over-dominated with low frequencies. And also I must admit that they are good in terms of coherence, so driver stitching is all nice, and okay, driver stitching is nice. That transition, yeah, I remember this word, the transition between the dynamic driver and balanced armature is almost unnoticeable. So, also must admit that dynamic driver and bass is well controlled, and it mainly stays on the place. And mids are not shadowed by the bass, with few exceptions, because on really bass heavy tracks, of course, low frequencies will dominating over the mids, but that's just the physics. So mids are clean, clear and actually what you can expect from the single balanced armature. A bit lightweight, but at the same time crisp and sounding good. And weight really depends on the source and on the track quality, because on the poorly recorded tracks sometimes they can lack a bit of weight on mids, but on the properly recorded tracks there won't be an issue. Instruments have nice body and they sounding emotional thanks to the good resolution. They a bit highlighting micro contrast, but not too much, so they don't sound clinical or too analytical. They are really good also in portraying emotions, thanks to the nice balanced armature used here. And the imaginary stage is noticeably above average both in width and in depth, so in terms of 3D positioning all is good here. And as an example for the mid frequencies, here is Eric Clapton. I wanted to use acoustic Layla, but it's probably a bit overused, so Pretty Girl is also nice and it requires good sense of realism to show both vocal and guitar and other instruments, and this model delivers that really good for this price tier. And treble. Treble has average extension, but it's nice, good balanced armature type of treble. So, you know, balanced armature here does what balanced armature does. Delivers good resolution, delivers good details, clean, crisp, with good resolution, with good amount of naturalness, with a bit faster than they should be attacks and decays, but still sounding nice. And actually, it's really typical balanced armatures, or really good typical balanced armatures, or typical good, I'm not sure what is the correct order here. So, it's nice, but of course don't expect some rich layering or something like that, but there are more expensive models for that, of course. And as an example for the treble, here is Hoff Ensemble, Red Mama. Hoff Ensemble is a great example of audiophilic music. It's recorded so well that the quality of record is just like another instrument present in these tracks. Really well recorded with a lot of overtones and nuances, and actually this model plays nicely with it. Not, of course, unveiling this track at 100%, but actually to show its full potential, you'll probably need something much more expensive with more drivers, with some tri-breeds or something like that. So. But for below $100, it's one of the best options and one of the best results with this track. In terms of pairing, they are pretty efficient. If I remember right, impedance is 18 ohms and 112 decibels of sensitivity, so they can be used with smartphones or tablets, but actually to show their full potential they will need some good digital to analog converter or some player. And of course Hidizs own AP80 is a really good option for them. And speaking about the conversions, actually, you know, lot of models in this price range and I can recall them all, so just a few models to use as a reference point. Probably closer in terms of sound they are to Shozy Form 1.1. They are also V-shaped, but here you will get a bit faster low frequencies and a bit less sharper treble, but still also pretty V-shaped. CCA-CKX, or what was the name, you know, I'm really forgetting the name of that model that I reviewed a pair of weeks ago. They definitely need to think some better names. So that CCA model that I recently reviewed, it's more natural with a bit less fun low frequencies. I don't know, FIO FH1S for example is more natural and more monitoring, same applied to the FD1. So I won't recall any other models, I think just few of them. And actually Hidizs MS1, so MS2 is better in terms of resolution And thanks to the balanced armature and the bit beta natural, especially it's noticeable on treble. But MS1 remains a good offer if you like pure dynamic driver sound. But actually I think that MS2 will get more attention soon because it's a really nice model in this price tier. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and of course have a nice day.